Look at my dog behind me. He was laying on my couch, so I set a little bed up for him. Bellamy. He's gonna be out cold for like another 10 hours, I bet. We played in the snow and we had a great time. I'm having a hard time starting off this video with an intro or even like a storyline, little intro bit, because I don't really know where to begin. This is a video that should have been uploaded on the 13th, but this is delayed because Atlas has been delayed 5 times. 6 if you count the server instability. It's a game that you can imagine I've been looking forward to for quite some time. That's a complete lie. As of 2 weeks ago, nobody even knew this game existed. And after it getting delayed 5 times, I don't think anybody thought it existed. Now, I wanted to jump in and give my honest review on it because as a person who avidly plays Ark and absolutely loves the game, I am all for a reskin of Ark because I think Ark's a great game. However, there's something that I can't really avoid talking about. Yeah, you know, I'm not an avid gamer and I don't browse Steam very often for really anything, but that is the lowest reviewed game I've ever seen. Some of these reviews are ranging from saying the game is just not playable to saying that it's a reskin of Ark because if you have a controller and you scroll down to the main menu until your cursor or controller HUD is off the screen and you click A, it'll show you an Ark menu showing Ocean, the map in the game, as a selection of an Ark map that you could play. Literally next to Scorched Earth and the island. Like, So I'm gonna try my hardest to give this game my actual impressions without trying to be biased and, you know, flock with the opinions of nearly everybody else in the world. So since I don't have a private world for this, I'm just gonna jump into one of the official servers. NA PvE sounds like a good one. I don't even want to know what PvP would be like. Let's see if we can even get in. Okay, Atlas World. Players. So this is all the different sections that you can be in. Seems like the closer you are to the middle, the more players there are. About right here in G8, you have 104 out of 150 players, but down here in C14, there's none. And that's 60 ping compared to 100 ping up here. So all the servers have different ping sets. All right, looks like we got in. Oh, hello. Okay. Time to see how they've changed the character creation compared to anything. Load a preset. Okay, thankfully my Pete preset is not on this one. Don't know how that would be, but Though I have a lot of gripe with how Ark's customization usually is, because there's not a lot of choices, they do have a lot of key new ones here. Like, for example, muscle tone is great. That's a really welcome addition. Body fat is an even bigger deal because you can completely change the size of your character. And it seems like they're going with more realistic looking characters rather than the, you know, Lego box characters they have in Ark. So this is an improvement. That's good. The character creation in Ark wasn't terrible, it just wasn't good. This is better. With that said, though, there are definitely limitations, and the one that I still am upset that's limited is the hairstyle. You can change the hair, but it just comes down to length. And the length gives you different styles. So there's not really a lot of options with that, which sucks. But I guess it's still better than nothing. So even after all that's done, you might think we're done. Like, that's our character, because we already had, like, body fat, muscle tone, etc. However, all this was just styling for the head. We still have the entire body to work with on this end, which is... that's great. This is a very well done character editor. At least coming off of what Ark was, this is a very, very good improvement. Although, I might be one of the only people that have a gripe with this. The whole torso height thing is unfortunately just stretching the same image. It doesn't actually render in something different, which kind of makes this look like crud because the belly button is now 3 times the size it would be if you brought the torso height down. And unfortunately, if you did have it all the way up like this, it looks blurry, which sucks because this is an option that would be nice. This looks good, but then it just looks blurred out. I wish they did that a different way, but I guess it's the cheaper alternative. Alright, could you do me a favor and stop putting the chat box over places I'm trying to read? Can we actually play? Is the question. Most people in chat were talking about rubber banding and not being able to move. Oh, this is awful. Did you expect me to read all of that? Well, oh, great. Okay, cool. Go walk out of the town you started and find some bushes, rocks, and trees. Hopefully I can find some FPS in the process of that. Once you see the big "you have gained a level up" prompt at the top of your screen, it's time to level up. Great. Oh, Jesus. The first things you'll want to craft are stone pick, stone hatchet, and all the cloth armor. Is it V to open your inventory or is it I to open your inventory? It's I to open your inventory. So we have a crafting thing down here. We have an inventory over here. And my preset didn't save my hair. This is not a good start. Ark, listen, you know I love you guys, but the 10 pages of paragraphs, the 10 separate paragraphs, is not how you do game introductions in 2018. Ark had no explanation of how you play it from the beginning. We do not need this. Let us experience things like, what is it telling us? You are starting the game on a Freeport. Freeport towns are essentially starter towns where PvP combat is disabled. Creatures are more plentiful and non-aggressive. Resources respawn very quickly, and other restrictions are in place to prevent building and claiming land. You want to leave Freeport as soon as possible. While on a Freeport, you cannot level beyond 8. You can't build your own buildings or most structures, and you have no access to most of the... Okay. Yeah. Right. So right off the bat, I'd like to explain that I have all my graphics settings identical to what Ark would be, because when I go to options, all of this is the same exact layout that Ark is, and I've got pretty much everything set to identical of what Ark is. And I'm getting about maybe 7 frames per second. Now, I'm going to go off on the assumption that this might have something to do with the amount of players and character models around here. Access shop, cosmetics vendor. Hello, sir. Cosmetics vendor. Cosmetic clothing, cosmetic skins. God, the text is so tiny. Oh. What do we have here? Eye patch skin from gold coins. Okay. So, applications remaining. I don't exactly know what that means. Seems like every time this pop-up comes up, it resets my mouse to here, or my cursor. That's really beta. But okay, I guess it's a first release. Oh, this is not good. I just hate the idea that I've been here for a while, and the game essentially wants me to not do anything, not move around, not explore anything. It wants me to sit and just read 10 paragraphs before doing anything else. And if you take a look, it looks like the paragraphs are actually getting completely cut off, because this is page 10 out of 10, and it ends in a comma, and there's like 9 little top text marks of where the font should be. Oh, please tell me that's not how fast you actually... God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. Let me go say hi to this guy. How you doing, dude? Wave. Apparently scrolling is something. Oh, wait, what's happened? Wait. What is this? Am I on like a fight mode or something? What the frick? What the frick? Wait. Is this the definition of wait, am I aimbotting? Is that what oh, I forgot there's another paragraph in the top left I have to be looking. Press R to toggle between combat and non-combat modes. Okay. So in combat, you lock onto the player. Press left mouse button for left hook and right mouse button for right hook. When in combat mode, press bracket for a jab? What is that? Mouse scroll down for an overhead smash and for a low wait. No, those aren't brackets. Those are just nothing. There's no instructions in them. Thankfully, we got a sheep here that I believe I can kill. All right, that guy's unconscious, and I think... Oh, nope. Killed him without even doing anything, and now I'm getting... Wait. Oh, no, sorry, my bad. I wasn't getting punched. That was just the game. Okay. If I punch you, do I get any food? Or is that not an aspect of the game? Added 1 animal meats. Okay. So we still got that whole aspect. Bottom right-hand corner, we have health, stamina, food, water, all displayed in just... That display is much worse than Ark. Ugh. Okay, let's try and play this like we're playing Ark. We have these things over here, which appear to just be standard bushes. And we're gaining... Chisandra, wild cacti, or cactus, rather, I guess. I go and take a look at my inventory. Are these just standard berries? Chisandra is a strange berry grown in both temperate and hotter, desert-like environments, supporting an almost peppery aftertaste. Eating them is an experience which engages the whole mouth. What an interesting aroma. All right, well, I'm going to eat one. Am I going to knock out from this? Stating your hunger. Good. Now, the experience bar on the right side. I don't know how they expect you to be able to read any of this. That font is not good. And, okay, listen. Before I explain much, I am trying to come at this game with unbiased opinion. However, this is a hot mess so far. The FPS is terrible. The lag back is insane. There is no single player option. So if you're buying the game right now, the first impression that you have is playing on a server that is like this. My biggest gripe with the game so far is the controls in the demos. For example, I don't know why this in my top left-hand corner, all that information hasn't gone away yet, or if it's waiting for me to do something to get rid of it. It feels like the Minecraft tooltip in the top right-hand corner to punch wood and break down a tree that never went away no matter even if you did it. The text in the bottom right, overall that when you hold over H, that does not look good. I can't even read that. Why do I see my printer's ink level status on my HUD? Gotta level up. Access inventory to apply it. Same exact text as Ark. Doesn't really need a change, so I'm not blaming him. What we got here? Health, 103. So it shows what it would be, which is cool, actually. I wish Ark would do that, but I mean, this is something that you learn after your first little encounter. It is nice that it shows you that, so that's a cool improvement. I like that. Stamina would be +6 rather than 10. So it'd be 103 health for a level up instead of 110 health right off the bat. Seems that they nerfed that. Also, you can't level up oxygen, food, or water, something you used to be able to do in Ark, but nobody really ever did. I guess it's them learning from that and kind of building around it. But we also have intelligence here. One's capability to craft items quickly with additional... Oh, it's... Wait. Additional stat bonuses, reduce cooldown on feats, and utilization of magical skills. Never mind. I judged books by its cover too quickly. Thought it was just a rename for crafting skill, but it seems like there's a little bit more to it. That might be useful, but for later on, I think it's alright. Weight still goes up by 10, but the nice thing, they up the weight standard to 250 rather than 100 like Ark, so that's nice. I think we're gonna go ahead and put this into... Probably weight. Probably weight. It's always... Oh! What do we got here? Survivalism. The basics. Okay. Give skills. Hatchet, stone pick. Oh, is this what we have for engrams now? Construction and mercantilism. Got it. So it's like, okay. So we had 2 points available and you learn it in, oh. I don't know the name for this, but I know exactly what it is. So from basics, we can learn any of these in tools of the trade. Can I learn these right now, or is this what I already have? I think I have these. Never mind, I didn't have that at all. Okay. Points available 1. Which is weird that it's not allowing me to learn any of this yet. Requires skill the basics. Well, I have that. I don't know why it's not... Wait. Was that my fault?
Can I do that?
Also, I thought we learned from Ark to take away the huffing and puffing when the character runs, because it's just a normal thing that a character should be able to do. When Ark first came out, whenever you would sprint, you'd hear Like, you know, they got like the guy's running out of breath. But they took that away a while ago and only made it that way whenever you were hot and bothered in a scorching hot environment. So when you're running, you don't make a noise, which is the natural way it should be. On here, it seems that they went back and reverted it, and now you do make a noise of a huffing and puffing whenever you run. I really wish that wasn't the case. Why are we going backwards? Why are we going backwards in development? If this is made by the same studio that's made Ark, and Ark's gone through all these TLC update patches, why does it feel like this is Ark from 2015? The thing, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, I understand this game is early access. This game's a beta. This game just came out. I get that. They have kinks to iron out. But one of the kinks that doesn't really... It's not a kink that you need to iron out. It's just part of the game, is the UI, the user interface. The user interface is the most important aspect of the game when you're trying to learn how to play it, because the smoother the UI, the easier the game is to understand. You know, where do I put this item that I just got? What do I do with it? What's this, all this information? How do I access my inventory, gaining levels? Ark has always had a very simple UI, and over the years of its TLC patches, the UI has gotten really good. It's very simple, it's down to its core, engrams are smooth to learn, and even though there's a good amount of information, it's all very well put in front of you. This game, the UI, I mean, this isn't bad, but I thought, actually, isn't this how Ark used to be? The crafting down here and the inventory up here? Well, no, I'm wrong. The old Ark inventory kept the 10 items that you had in your hotbar up here instead of down here. So they didn't revert entirely, but they've never had crafting underneath the inventory, which kind of... Toggle inventory panel. Crafting. Toggle inventory panel. Toggle crafting it. Oh. Okay. That's kind of nice. Is that a chore? Or is that just something I'm not used to? Because this is just all of inventory. I guess it's nice that you can get rid of the crafting whenever you know that you wouldn't need it. But I don't really know any time where you would only need crafting but then not need your inventory. That's the little... That's like the offhand about this. The inventory only is great, because if you need to just do shit and not craft anything, good, that's fine. But I don't really know many instances where you would need only crafting but then have to go back to your inventory like this. I'm not sure. It's not bad. Now what is this? Respec? Removed. Wait. Wait a minute. I just respect myself. It seems they fully went a different route with the whole engram learning thing, which I guess is subjective, but for survivalism, for example, the basics, you unlock all of these things over here. The cloth armor, the hatchet, the pick, the torch, your starter gear pretty much, which is nice because I can understand for a newcomer with Ark, it's kind of hard to understand these are all the items that you need when the engrams are spread out. This is a lot more newcomer friendly to be like, hey, all this stuff right here are things that you'll need right off the bat. But this bothers me because I didn't need to know at the beginning with those 10 paragraphs that this is the stuff I would need to learn to get started in the game. Because it's already given here, the basics, the basic elements for survival, and when I open that, I'm given all of this. That doesn't need to be told to me. I can see that now because I'm piecing 2 and 2 together. I still am just very adamant on the fact that those 10 paragraphs telling you what to do in the game just should not exist. But back to this here, you can tell it's nicer because if you go over to the new tab I unlocked by adding construction unlock, you go here, and then this second one gives access to crafting thatch structures. And then you have all of your thatch objects together at one, which is nice, you know? Instead of, with Ark, having to learn thatch door, thatch doorway, thatch roof, thatch ceiling, thatch wall, thatch floor, etc., you have all of it right off the bat if you decide to spend a point available on it. And I assume that all this is already learned for me. Me spending that 1 point makes this just good to go. I think the UI is very messy, but I really like this concept. I think it fits well for a game like Ark. Although I can totally understand that it does feel like you have a little bit less of a freedom choice, because some people, with the amount of engrams they wanted to spend in Ark, might want to just get the hatchet and pick and maybe a campfire, but completely skip out on all the cloth to save it for something else later on in the game. So, you know, it's nice, but it does definitely restrict that sense of freedom. It feels a bit more forced. Like, if you want to learn that stuff, you have to learn all of it. There's no in between. So after going through a lot of the, you know, first notions of learning this, learning that, first impression here, first impression there, I came to the conclusion that, you know, without sugarcoating it, I just really don't like this game. I just don't think it's a good game or a good launch. It's just not good. You can always teach yourself to like something in the same way that you can teach yourself not to like something. But your first impression really matters, especially when you're basically comparing Atlas to Ark. Atlas needs to be at least on par or better than Ark for you to want to play it instead of Ark. And it's not. It's, like I said earlier, the 2015 version of Ark compared to the 2018 version that's out right now. The development went completely ass backwards in this attempt to make these new mechanics, because you can tell that apart from reskinning the game, which they didn't even do well in that regard, they added new mechanics that the game does not natively support. It doesn't feel good. The movement that Ark naturally has isn't built for this weird combat system where you literally lock onto a player even if they move behind a wall, like a wall hack. I've never seen that before in a game, and it does not feel good. And you're telling me that that's the combat system, this thing that is a major component in how players fight each other. That's not good. I know this video might come off as me being very overly critical toward this game, but you need to sometimes take a step back and realize that at the end of the day, am a person who spent $30 on this game to pick it up and try it out, and I feel like my $30 just got blown into the wind, and I could have bought a fake tree from Home Depot, and I would have been happier than this. It's a waste of money. So when the game doesn't really give you any good things to talk about, all of it's gonna sound critical because there's nothing else to talk about. Believe me, there were moments in this, even during the jokes, where I was like, hey, that's cool, or you know what, I judged too soon. That's kind of neat. But there were very far and few out. There wasn't a lot of them. And I wish so badly that I could give a better review of Atlas, because when I heard about this game and I heard that it was basically a reskin DLC for this game that is my main on this YouTube channel, that's excitement. I felt so damn good, but even Pixark was better than this game.